Alright guys, I'm back for another tutorial. These are from Shadow. I'll be talking about better bandages and better health. The better bandages was part of, I believe, better combat, but he has removed it from better combat and made it its own mod so that you can pick and choose which mods you want. Everything, well, the bandage portion works the same as it was previously in better combat, except for the bandage key is now B. Bandage time here is the time it takes for the bandage to go off, and you have to stay stationary. You can't move while you're doing it. The health per bandage is how much health you will get for each bandage that you use, and the number of bandages is the amount of bandages that you can use each battle. All these can be fully customized to your heart's content. The one of the new features which I suggested to Shadow and he has implemented very well is this new bleed effect, and it can stack. Now this only affects the player. It's too complicated to code it so that it affects everyone, and it would have major performance issues if it was affecting 1,000 different people on the battlefield. I suggested this to him though so that it would help to provide additional pressure to you as a player. Myself, I've been using this and it's very effective at that. So the bleed effect, if you don't want that, you can just check that, uncheck it, and it's off, and you'll just have the bandages. If you want to use the bleed though, the first thing you want to take a look at here is the minimum health that the bleed effect can occur. I currently have it set to 60%. So when my character reaches 60% or less, every damage, any damage that he receives, he will have a chance for a bleed to occur. Right now I have that bleed chance set to 35%. So roughly 1 out of every 3 times he takes damage while at 60% or less, it will cause a bleed to start. The bleed damage, all this is fully customizable. The bleed damage I have currently set to 1.5%, and that's every single tick. The bleed duration I have set to 21 seconds, and the bleed interval at 3 seconds. So every 3 seconds, you will bleed 1.5% of your total health, and that'll be 7 ticks. 21 divided by 3 is 7. So 7 ticks of 1.5% damage. Now, if you have this stacking here checked off, the bleeds can stack one on top of another. So if you get another bleed, it will add to the bleed count, and whatever the bleed count is, it will multiply the amount of bleed damage. So if I'm at 3 stacks of bleed damage, that 1.5 turns into 4.5% damage every tick. Not only that, but every time you get a new stack, it resets the bleed duration. So if I get to 3 stacks, but then I keep taking more bleeds, it's going to keep reopening those bleeds, keep the duration going permanently if I keep taking damage and getting more bleeds. Now, you can right here check this and make it so that your bandages will cleanse or clear the bleeds. It clears the whole stack. With this, I use that, and it this provides pressure, and then you have to back away from battle when you notice some significant bleeding occurring, and you need to bandage yourself. It'll heal you, and then the bleed effect is gone. And if you are above 60% health, in my example here, you would not get another chance for bleed until you are below this amount. Okay, so that is the Better Bandages mod. Next we have Better Health. So this is very interesting. He has adjusted this so that each troop tier can be adjusted how much base health they have. I have mine set so that the lower tiers have less health than the top tiers. I had him include the tier 7 because I believe there definitely used to be tier 7s in the base game. I don't know if there's tier 7s at all anymore in the base game, but I had him include this just in case there were some instances in the base game where tier 7s was still a thing, and also for the fact that if they ever did use that again, then it's there. And these are all customizable. You can set this as low as 1 all the way up to 2,000 hit points. Now, this other stuff for the troops, this is still under the troop menu. We have the control skills, which you have to have these checked off for them to work. You got the endurance and the vigor. Okay, so when this is checked off, any of these that are checked, this will apply. Skill point health values. This is basically for every 1 skill point in bow, crossbow, or throwing, basically any of these that are checked, you will get this, the troop will get this much health. So basically with these settings, for every 5 skill points in each one of these, this troop will get 1 hit point. Same thing with this. I have this set for endurance. I do not have riding or smithing checked, so those would not apply. I have athletics checked. So for because it's 0.5, every 2 skills in athletics, these troops will get 1 hit point. Okay, same here. Now this is for heroes. There is some adjustments here. Previously the percent bonus was just a percent of the base health. He has adjusted this so that it's now compound interest. It basically works like compound interest. So what you could literally do if you want to figure this out is you could go online and look up a compound interest. You put in 220 as the start value, in my example here, for a base health. Put in 220, put in whatever percent bonus you want to do here, and then in that compound interest, it'll ask you how many years do you want to check that, and set the year value to the level of what you want to check, and it will show you the graph. Okay. Now, if you set this up to 5%, this will be a just like compound interest. So with compound interest, if you have 12% compound interest over the course of 20 or 30 years, you could start out with $1,000 and then end up with millions of dollars at the course of 20 or 30 years. Okay? So similarly, with this, you need to be careful with how much percent bonus you do. Even 1% compounded over 62 levels that the base game gives is a significant amount. And towards the end, probably toward like level 50 or 60, this 1% with a base health of 220 would probably be about anywhere from 6 to 10 hit points per level. Okay, so as you can tell, that would stack up very quickly. The higher you set your base health here, the quicker it will exponentially increase. So now the flat bonus works the same as what what it was in better combat, and this will just give a flat value increase for every level. This one gives you a compound interest, basically a percent bonus that's based on compound interest for every level. Okay. These various skills, control skills, endurance skills, and vigor skills, work exactly the same as what I explained for the troops. Let's see. Yep. And we have the player. The player, it's the same exact thing. Base health, the flat bonus, and the percent bonus, which is based on compound interest. Okay. The last thing on better health is the region multiplier, the campaign region multiplier. He has reworked this slider, so now you can actually get a very good, the slider works very well, and it goes all the way up to 1,000. See, look right there. Even with just playing with it, I was able to get back to exactly what I wanted, which it added that little bit of, that little 2 on the end for some reason, but still, it did a good job. Now, the health overflow fix I haven't needed, but this is there. It's an optional patch to fix any max health or health issues. And what it says, it simply checks every hero's health, and if it's higher than their max, it'll set their health to their maximum rather than being in an overflowed state. So you would just check that. It'll check it, and that's it. So that is better bandages and better health. Now, if you have any questions about these mods, feel free to ask me on the Nexus mod page for Shadows mods, or the better option would be to go to my YouTube channel and comment in there, or even on Shadows Discord. I'm also active on Shadows Discord. But yeah, YouTube is probably the quickest way that you could reach me. All right, guys. Have a good one. Oh, and also be sure to check out my streams. I use Shadows mods in all my campaigns. All right. Take care.